Horse Tales is proudly brought to you by the South Carolina Department of Agriculture. South Carolina, a true leader in the equine industry.
Horses and horses and more horses, Wiley. We've had a great time here so far, and we just made a decision. There's no way we could do justice to this Horsemen's Council Expo, so we decided to just suck it up and make it happen and bring a two-parter.
So we're here with the second episode of the South Carolina Horsemen's Council, the Expo in Kershaw County at the South Carolina Equine Park.
So stay tuned for more great horse tales. Horse Tales is being brought to you today by Nationwide Insurance. When the PD Cowboy rides, he rides with Nationwide on his side. By Southern Equine Services, located in Aiken, South Carolina. Dr. Jamie Carter and his staff offers Aiken and surrounding area with a full-service equine veterinarian practice, offering ambulatory and hospital services. Visit them online for all they offer to keep your horse healthy. By Locals Grill, serving Florence old-time goodness from burgers, dogs, and specialty sandwiches. And by Best Way Grocery, serving the Hemingway area with the best meats in the PD.
2014 is the year of the horse. South Carolina's horse industry is one of the best kept secrets in the state, with a huge economic impact. The thoroughbred racing industry alone is worth about $200 million in our state. We have dozens of training tracks in rural areas, in addition to the ones in Aiken and Camden. Horses provide jobs all over South Carolina. The South Carolina Department of Agriculture is working to promote your horses and your business.
Folks, the PD Cowboy rides for the brand, and my brand is Carolina Fresh Foods. We have a new product out on the range, so ride on into your local Piggly Wiggly or other fine retailer and ask for Carolina Fresh Premium Leg Quarter. And folks, if they don't have one in the corral, tell them to get cracking and call the old PD Cowboy and his elite posse of chicken wranglers. Carolina Fresh Foods, the name says it all. We are Fresh-alicious. The South Carolina Horsemen's Council is the voice of the Palmetto Estates equine industry. The South Carolina Horsemen's Council primary purpose is to provide information to the general public, the media and government agency about issues and activities that impact the South Carolina equine community. If you are a horse owner in the state of South Carolina, you need to be a member of the South Carolina Horsemen's Council so we can have a voice about equine issues in our state. For more information, go to schorsecouncil.org.
When you hear the name Earnhardt, you might not immediately think of farming. But my family's been at it for years, just like Nationwide Agribusiness. In fact, they're the #1 farm insurer in the nation. And with their On Your Side Farm Review, you get a personalized policy for your farm with the coverage you need at the right price for you. My family's trusted Nationwide for more than 30 years. To find out why, call your Nationwide Agribusiness agent today.
I'm here with Marcia Hewitt from the South Carolina Horsemen's Council, and she is also the marketing specialist for the South Carolina Department of Agriculture. Marcia, this has just been a great day. Tell us how this annual exposition that the Horsemen's Council puts on, what it means to the state of South Carolina and to people that love horses.
Well, the original idea for the Expo was to educate people about horses, both people within the industry and people who don't know anything about horses. So we have a huge diversity of things, from tooth floating to trick riders to carriage driving to mule to Arabians being shown. It's a wonderful assortment of things. So no matter what your level of interest, the idea of the Expo is to have something that will appeal to everybody out there. And it's been a huge success. We are thrilled to death with it.
There's definitely been variety here today,
yes.
And I think y'all have done a great job. You know, I met the cousin of the Marsh Tacky, those little Spanish horses.
So
it's just, like I said, it's just been great. And we hope that you guys can continue to do this every year. We lucked out and had some great weather.
Yes, we did. We did. The actual impetus behind the expo is an annual membership meeting, and of course we use this as a membership drive. And David Grant actually came up with a brilliant idea a year ago to donate a marsh tacky. Well, people get reduced rates on memberships by buying raffle tickets, so it helps the Marsh Tacky Association, and it helps us, and it brings more exposure and awareness about the marsh tacky. And I don't know if you saw the demonstration they did today.
I sure did.
It was just phenomenal.
Yeah, and it did great to see, for people to see just how easygoing the breed is.
Yes.
You mentioned quite often how thriving the equine industry is in South Carolina.
Yes.
What events do we have coming up this summer?
Okay, we'll be doing the Myrtle Beach Heart Association ride again. I'm on their steering committee. We've already started meeting in January. We have conference calls once a month, how we can improve it next year. And every year it gets bigger and bigger and bigger, and the vendors love it and the people love it. I work with the Carolina Cup Racing Association. I'm doing a marketing program with them to make people, primarily legislators, aware of the economic impact of the racehorse industry, which people don't think of at all. It's about a $500 million industry in South Carolina, and those are great folks to work with.
Well, Marcia, it's been really great to see you out here today, and we've actually hog hunted together before.
Yes, we did.
So if I don't see you, around town here, hope to see you in the woods again.
All right, good deal. Looking forward to it. Thanks.
Hey there, my name's Adam Eichelberger and I work for Clemson University State Veterinarian's Office here in South Carolina. Before I worked for Clemson, I was in private practice, and my main focus and my specialty was reproduction. This time of year we're coming up on foaling season and also breeding season. One thing to think about for breeding season is to make sure that you do responsible breeding. Make sure you have a plan for your mare and the foal for next year before you just go out and breed, because you feel like you need a baby. Make sure you do have a plan for that. We do have a horse, welfare issue right now in South Carolina and across the United States with a lot of horses being neglected, so make sure you have plans for your horses. On the other note, it's foaling season, so know what the signs are when your mare's going to foal. Typically she's going to bag up. Typically she may do a nesting behavior where she isolates herself away from the rest of the herd. Also, she might actually relax in her vulva and her ligaments around her pelvis. Some of the things to look for, that 24 hours before she's going to actually wax up. When she does foal, you want to make sure you're in contact with your veterinarian so you can come out and do just a routine post-foaling check. Make sure the placenta was passed completely. If she has any placenta inside of her, she can get very sick. Also, you want to do a post-foaling check on the baby. The baby needs to make sure it has plenty of colostrum. These are some of the things that protect the baby as they go into this new life, as it goes and develop it for those first 3 to 5 months, as it develops its own immune system. Colostrum is very important. But yeah, so this time of year, foaling season, breeding season, get ready, think about things. If you have any questions about foaling or breeding, don't hesitate to contact me. My name's Adam Eichelberger. I'm at the State Veterinarian's Office, or contact your local veterinarian.
Horse Tales is being brought to you by Perfect Partners Equine, a unique team approach to horse training. By Soul Shine Horseware, for the most colorful and homemade saddles, saddle pads, blankets, and purses. Brought to you by Booty Brothers Western Store in Florence, South Carolina, and Lumberton, North Carolina, carrying the largest inventory of cowboy and work boots. Right on into Booty Brothers and mention Horse Tales, and then with a $50 order, you'll get a koozie. And a $100 order gets you a Marsh Tacky hat. And folks, supplies are limited. By Carolina Fresh Foods, the name says it all. Ask your local grocer to carry Carolina Fresh. We are Freshalicious. Folks, the PD Cowboy arrives for the brand, and my brand is Carolina Fresh Foods. We have a new product out on the range. So right on into your local Piggly Wiggly or other fine retailer and ask for Carolina Fresh Premium Leg Quarter. And folks, if they don't have one in the corral, tell them to get cracking and call the old PD Cowboy and his elite posse of chicken wranglers. Carolina Fresh Foods, the name says it all. We are Freshalicious.
2014 is the year of the horse. The South Carolina Department of Agriculture is working to promote your horses and your business. We are working to open new areas for trail use and to let the public know how important horses are. South Carolina has world-class horses and horse people. From race horses to show horses, we have the best. the South Carolina Department of Agriculture, letting people know how important horses are.
The South Carolina Horsemen's Council is the voice of the Palmetto State's equine industry. The South Carolina Horsemen's Council primary purpose is to provide information to the general public, the media and government agency about issues and activities that impact the South Carolina equine community. If you are a horse owner in the state of South Carolina, you need to be a member of the South Carolina Horsemen's Council so we can have a voice about equine issues in our state. For more information, go to schorsecouncil.org.
When you hear the name Earnhardt, you might not immediately think of farming. But my family's been at it for years, just like Nationwide Agribusiness. In fact, they're the #1 farm insurer in the nation. And with their On Your Side Farm Review, you get a personalized policy for your farm with the coverage you need at the right price for you. My family's trusted Nationwide for more than 30 years. To find out why, call your Nationwide Agribusiness agent today.
Lacey, I'm David Grant, the PD Cowboy with the South Carolina Horsemen's Council. I heard you had a special ticket you've been sleeping with and everything. You have that ticket? How about run get it? Now what's that ticket for? For a horse, right? Well, you know what? I got some good news. We got a Mercy Southern Dream Anna's on the trailer for you, honey.
No way.
Yeah, what do you think?
Awesome.
Awesome, let's go see her, okay? Look at that ticket. You've been sleeping with that girl. You know, when I was little, my brother brought me a horse up there just about like this, and it's been special to me all these years.
I thought that someone else had won it.
You won it, thanks to a lot of good people with the Horsemen's Council. And there she is. Mercy Southern Dream Anna. She got a little wet coming. Yeah.
Me.
That's going to be your forever horse, and you can grow up together with her. Let's take her off the trailer. Folks, joining me now is last year's March Tacky winner, Lacey Earnhardt. And folks, if Richard can key in here, please. Mercy Southern Dream. She's got her own collar. I was impressed, Lacey. Well, a year later, how's it been with her the past few months?
Very well.
So dreams come true, right, honey?
Yes, sir.
So what's your normal day with her? I know your mom makes a living with horses, so what do you do each day?
Well, I groom her until she shines, and then we go walking pretty much around the farm and just bond with each other and get used to the sights together.
Well, very good.
And take in the air of nature.
Yeah. Now, hey, what have you enjoyed the most about her? She got a good little personality. Tell me about her.
She's got the sweetest, most classiest personality. She cares about pretty much nothing, and
kind of like her daddy, huh?
She's very good-tempered. I've probably never had a better horse.
You got her picking her feet up and doing all. Yeah, good. And look at folks. Look at how she's got her mane braided. Ain't that the tackiest thing you've ever seen? Lacey, I know how to let you come to my house, and I got mine out this morning, and I had to brush them out and everything. Well, Mercy, I believe.
Can I pet him?
Yes, you can pet her, honey. You've got quite a personality here, Lacey, with Mercy Southern Dream. Okay, well, we hope to see you back again here next year. And so tell the folks, just sum it up in a couple of sentences, Lacey. What was it like that day winning that horse?
Well, the very first time you asked me whether I could produce a certain raffle ticket or not, I still thought I was dreaming. But once I finally took in reality, it was probably the best day of my life.
Folks, that goes to prove dreams come true, especially Mercy's Southern Dreams.
Hi, I'm Trent Ray with Perfect Partners Equine. This is your tack tip of the day. Normally you see people, they're carrying their bridles and like this, or they roll them up and they hang them up in in a trailer or in their tack room, and they like that. Well, when you let those out, they're all kinked up and rolled. So I'm going to show you today how to correctly roll up and put a set of reins. After we've ridden all day and they've been sweated on, and when they dry out, they get stiff and they form in that direction. So here's what you want, how a correct way you'd want to hang those reins. As you pick them up, you want to twist them to the inside and come up. Roll each rein separately, so as that rein hangs and dries and forms, it will be correct shape. So when you go and put that bridle back on the horse, those reins will hang evenly and smooth, and that way it supports the shank. And that's your tech tip for the day.
Folks got a special treat. Rick Blaney, we were friends through the Spanish Conquest website.
Right along, all the Spanish websites. You
right,
bet.
And got to become friends with you there, and found out you were coming to the Expo, and I said, man, I got to get in touch with him and interview him. You breed Galicinos?
Galicinos, and actually a cousin of the Marstakis,
right.
And that's why we wanted to get together.
Right.
We had at our event of Spanish horse back in October, hoping that you could make it. You couldn't make it, so we came to you.
Oh, that's fantastic. Well, tell us a little bit about the history of this little horse.
Well, the Galicinos come out of Mexico. They were descended from the horses that Cortez brought back in 1519.
Okay.
There was a lot of horses being brought out of Spain to Hispaniola and Cuba, and then when Cortez went to Mexico, into Veracruz and Yucatan, over the next few years, they, of course, tried to establish, did establish a lot of colonies, and with them the horses, and a lot of the horses were let to run free and breed. These are the horses that are descended from those early horses. So they have a history of almost 500 years.
Wow.
And back in the 1950s, they started to be brought out of Mexico into Texas, and from Texas they were transported to a variety of places in the Pacific Northwest, and Washington State, and Utah, Idaho, even in British Columbia.
Well, Rick, we can sit here and talk about Spanish horses all day. How can folks get in touch with you so they can learn more about this special?
Well, we have a website. It's simply galicino.org.
I can figure that out.
Yeah, GALICENO.org.
Well, we'll be seeing more of you. Thanks for coming up.
Thank you for talking to me.
Horse Tales is being brought to you today by Kingstree Auction Company, selling land and farm equipment. Call Alton Brown today at 843-382-2121. By Equestrian Images, making memories together. By Yogi Bear Fried Chicken in Hartsville, South Carolina, still the best fried chicken in the PD area. By the South Carolina Department of Agriculture, a leader in the equine industry. And by Marsh Tacky Outdoors. Visit them online for more information on South Carolina's horse, the Marsh Tacky.
2014 is the year of the horse. South Carolina's horse industry is one of the best kept secrets in the state, with a huge economic impact. The thoroughbred racing industry alone is worth about $200 million in our state. We have dozens of training tracks in rural areas, in addition to the ones in Aiken and Camden. Horses provide jobs all over South Carolina. The South Carolina Department of Agriculture is working to promote your horses and your business.
Folks, the PD Cowboy arrives for the brand, and my brand is Carolina Fresh Foods. We have a new product out on the range. So ride on into your local Piggly Wiggly or other fine retailer and ask for Carolina Fresh Premium Leg Quarter. And folks, if they don't have one in the corral, tell them to get cracking and call the old PD Cowboy and his elite posse of chicken wranglers. Carolina Fresh Foods, the name says it all. We are Fresh-alicious. The South Carolina Horsemen's Council is the voice of the Palmetto State's equine industry. The South Carolina Horsemen's Council primary purpose is to provide information to the general public, the media and government agencies about issues and activities that impact the South Carolina equine community. If you are a horse owner in the state of South Carolina, you need to be a member of the South Carolina Horsemen's Council so we can have a voice about equine issues in our state. For more information, go to schursecouncil.org.
When you hear the name Earnhardt, you might not immediately think of farming. But my family's been at it for years, just like Nationwide Agribusiness. In fact, they're the #1 farm insurer in the nation. And with their On Your Side Farm Review, you get a personalized policy for your farm with the coverage you need at the right price for you. My family's trusted Nationwide for more than 30 years. To find out why, call your Nationwide Agribusiness agent today.
Folks, joining me now, Jerry King Cutting Horses, Parkland, North Carolina. But Jerry, I know you're into cutting horses and border collies, but I think you could get into the moving business because, folks, he's got panels. How many head of cows in there?
We got 6 cows.
And a horse and dogs.
4 dogs.
Yeah, and so if the horse business goes bad, you can get into the moving business.
That's right. You name it, we'll move it.
You can pack it. Well, Jerry, you got Gus here with me. I really don't know where to start. I was so impressed today. Let's start talking about your working cow dogs here.
Okay.
Well, tell me a little about your border collie.
This is Gus. He's 10 years old. He's one of my main working dogs that I use every day on the farm.
Right.
We use them to gather cows up out the pasture and bring them in. When I go to get cows in, I don't take a horse. I just send the dog out. I wait at the gate, go to the barn if it's raining, go stand under the shelter where it's raining, and let the dog bring the cows to me.
Well,
if cows get out and go to town, they go to town and get the cows and bring them back home for me.
For real?
Yes, sir. I had some to get out, and they went down to a house development down there at Hope Mills, and we sent a dog and 1 horse and brought all the cows back home.
Well, that's a doggone good story, Jerry.
Yes, sir.
Well, tell it. We got some good footage of you out there working. Just kind of, and tell us, the folks, kind of what you expect. You were working these dogs, and it was impressive. Just kind of, what do you expect these dogs to do when they're in that arena setting there?
The first thing I expect them to stay focused on the cows.
Okay.
And stay focused on me. Wherever I am, that's where these dogs are supposed to bring the cows, unless I tell him something else. Now, this dog here is smart enough to know if I want to take the cows to a certain gate, I don't have to give him commands. He knows where the gate is, he knows where the cows is, he knows where he's supposed to go. But that dog needs to stay focused on us and what his job is. If that cow starts to leave or run off, he goes, grabs that cow by the nose, turns him around. Usually one grab by the nose, that cow won't try it again.
Huh. So how were you communicating him? I was busy. Was it hand, voice commands?
This dog actually will do both. He'll do hand commands. I can send him out without saying a word by giving him hand signals, or voice commands, either one. If there's a cow back behind us, I tell him to look back. If a cow tries to leave, I tell him to get her nose or get ahead, and he'll go to the head and get that cow and bring him back to me. But he knows left and right. He knows which one left and right is. He knows when to walk up. And if you'll notice, he always asks a cow first to do something. He always stares that cow in the eye. If that cow don't respond, then he steps up and takes him by the nose. Next time he looks him in the eye, the cow will back off and do what he tells him.
So he's a finished dog?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and how long has he been a finished dog?
Well, he's 10 years old. He started when he was about 4 months old is when he started working.
Really?
And when he was 6 months, he could go probably 1/10 of a mile and gather cows up by himself at 6 months and bring them back by himself.
Well, you mentioned Gus is 10 years old. You've been at this for what, about 18 years? Did
18 years, yes.
So is he from some stock that you chose in the beginning?
Yes, sir. All of my dogs are from my original border collies that I started off with 18 years ago. I've been breeding the same bloodline for 18 years.
Now, the history of border collies, were they from France or Britain or somewhere? Where?
They were from Scotland, Ireland.
Okay, yeah.
England is where they started at. And then they used them mainly for herding sheep is what they're bred for to start with. And then we kind of started taking the rough bred ones, the ones that had too much bite.
Yeah.
A sheep dog can't bite and a cow dog has to bite. So we took the ones that bit when they weren't supposed to, bred them together, and produced a dog that likes to bite.
So sheepdog can't bite.
If he does, he messes up the wool.
And that's a bad thing to do.
That's a bad thing to do. That's exactly right. Yes, exactly.
Well, Jerry, you know I'm kind of focusing on the dogs, and but let's switch over to Jerry King Cutting Horses, but you do a little bit of anything with horses,
sir.
right?
If it's got hair on it, we ride it. It doesn't matter what it is or what kind of livestock it is. If it's a horse, we'll ride it.
Well, I always like to share with folks, you've parked in North Carolina, born and raised up in that part of the country?
I was born and raised in Dublin.
Yes, okay.
And
not in Ireland, Dublin.
No, Dublin, that's right. About 30 miles south of where I am now. And I was born and raised farming and working horses, and that's what I've done my whole life.
Well, we talk small talk, so you show professionally yourself?
Yes, sir.
Right?
Yes, sir. I show cutting horses all over the country, do a little roping, but mainly cutting horses.
Right.
We do a lot of green breaking colts for other people. We have a lot of trainers that send their horses to us, and whether they're Western pleasure horses or dressage horses or trail riding horses, we ride them all. We put the foundation on them, and then when we get the foundation on them, then the trainer takes them on to whatever discipline they're planning on doing with them.
Well, Jerry, I'm on the South Carolina Horsemen's Council, and I think you're a stalwart on the North Carolina Horsemen's
Yes.
Council. What's the North Carolina Horsemen's Council got going good? I know a lot.
Yes, sir. We got a lot going good. The biggest thing that we're focusing on right now is our Lumberton facility.
Right.
Is our
Glad you
biggest
mentioned that.
thing that we're really focusing on is, of course, our membership as always, but we're really focusing on that Lumberton project and hoping to get it finished to where we have our stalls in the facility of our, right in the same place of our arena is. And it's really growing, and everyone that's been there really likes the facility.
Well, and, I do, because it's right up the road for me, so it's a good,
very convenient for everyone traveling or whatever, but we're focusing really hard on it, and of course always our membership and the trail rides competition.
Well, Jerry, the sun's going down on a great day, and it looks like we both getting ready to head to the house. How can folks get in touch with you? Because I know that we'll have to watching Gus work there. So
Yes,
how
sir.
can they get in touch with you?
Yes, sir. Well, they can call me at 910-237-4525, or they can go on the website, Jerry King's Training, King's Border Collies. If you'll go to Jerry King or King's Border Collies, you can get up with me.
Wally, we winding down here, girl. I'm tired, and behind me is Brone, this year's Marsh Tacky gelding that I donated to be drawn. And man, the attention he has drawn today. Took a lot of attention away from the old cowboy. I'm not used to that.
Well, you know what, David, there's a lot of people here today, and we've really enjoyed meeting everyone. You know, you had to kind of share the spotlight with a lot of people, but we handled it well, and we're looking forward to see who wins this beautiful little tacky right here.
Yeah, and folks, I tell everybody, the best breed of horse in the world is the one you ride and you care for, and the best discipline is how you ride and you choose to ride. And today was just a fantastic display of that. I mean, just everybody here, English, Western, reining, had dog sorting. I mean, it was just a potpourri of horses. It was great. I was in heaven.
Hey, this cowgirl was this cowgirl was in heaven.
Well, folks, until next week, keep your reins low and your hands quiet, and may God bless this great country of ours.
And if you'd like to become a sponsor of the show, you can get in touch with us on Facebook or even on Twitter. Until next week, we'll see you then.